Mansers Season 2 is coming back. They know Mansers. You probably don't. Mansers is a television show on Spike for men, and it basically gives you Mansers. They're answers to questions that men would want to know. And it's the lowest rent television on TV. It's basically just stock footage of naked women dancing and nunchucks and beer being poured, stuff that men would want to see. And then there's a VO of a really dude-like guy giving you Mansers. And then after he gives you the Mansers, there's a graphic of an explosion. So it's like, Mansers! Psh! It's awesome, though. It's really awesome. So they do stuff like, they'll be like, do fake boobs sink or float? They float. Yeah, they do. Mansers! It's awesome. And just dude stuff, can you grill a cheeseburger on the engine of a Lotus? Yeah, you can. Invite me to that barbecue. Mansers! This explosion, a really fake explosion. And then it was kind of crazy because halfway through season 1, Mansers took a dip. I feel like the guy writing the trivia was maybe in a bad place. So they started getting really dark. It was like, how many beers can you drink before you die? 43, depends on your body weight. I came close last week. Mansers! Psh. You're like, holy Lord, Mansers. And then there's another one that was like, if you and your buddy were stranded on a desert island and you need to eat one of his body parts to survive, which would be the most nutritious? You're just like, oh, that is so dark. Who thought of that? Somebody's in a room writing that down. And then they were like, spleen, hope you're not in that situation, Mansers. So ridiculous. And then by the end of the season, I think they just ran out of facts. So they were just making stuff up. So there was one, it was like, can you tell if a woman is good in bed based on the fruit her boobs are shaped like? You're just like, what? What kind of study is that? It was done by 2 dudes in a dorm room at the University of Arizona. They're getting high freshman year, like, dude, you know what we should start writing down? And so then, but they pretended it was a fact. They were just like, apple's good in bed, cherry's bad in bed, watermelon's awesome in bed, get a watermelon, man! So ridiculous. And that one, it was particularly good because sometimes they'll have an expert come on and justify the fact. And so you had this woman in a lab coat who was, I guess, a scientist. And you could tell that she didn't believe in the study, but they edited around it. So she was just like, I guess there was this one study where they said that the fruit, and they're like, it's totally true. Mansers! Psh.